First for our next match, representing Shell Shock, BJJ, please help me welcome back Miss Jessie Wilcox. And her opponent, representing the Vault Jiu-Jitsu and making her Toro Cup debut, please help me welcome for the very first time Miss Abbey Reynolds. Oh wait, we have no tongue. All right. Jessie Wilcox, been on the Toro Cup mats a few times. Out of Shell Shock Jiu-Jitsu, as always. We have Abbey Reynolds making her Toro Cup debut. She showed up with Mr. Jack Reynolds.
Both ladies looking to find their first win here at Toro Cup.
Yeah, and Jessie likes to hand fight. We saw that she was very adamant on the hand fighting and the collar ties in her previous appearances.
Yeah, I'll write your check. I'll get you in there. Just don't leave until I answer it. That's it.
Congratulations, Con.
Good job, buddy. Huh? I like it. I'm pretty sure you'll get a match win.
Jessie controlling the posture, controlling the action really well so far. Lots of collar tie again from Jess. I'm looking for her to turn this into a drag or some kind of inside or outside trip. That's what we see a lot of from those Shell Shock students.
Yeah, Wilcox is winning the inside position on these hand fights so far. It's going to take its toll in the long run.
Poked her right in the eye, I believe. Or maybe got her in the eardrum. That was bad. Almost like a little club, but hit the face instead of the neck.
Yeah, she's winning that inside position for that collar. It's going to get real frustrating for Abbey here soon.
Yeah, now Jess is going to be definitely throwing those collar ties with some intention as well.
Still winning that inside position. Jessie just pops that collar tie. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of opportunities. See, a lot of people just hold a collar tie.
Yeah,
you can literally pulse that.
That's definitely what you're taught in a lot of wrestling rooms.
It doesn't need to be one big snap. Just the idea of taking the spine out of alignment over and over and over. You're going to get some weird reactions from people.
It's definitely about, that's how you learn the timing of a good one. Is by doing the pulsing. And you go, oh, that one was way more effective than the last three.
You find the opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. Then you can start hitting those big one and dones. Splatters her, and they finish, and they're going to pause it out there.
Well, Jessie almost pulled her into a double leg, but was able to hit that sprawl and end up on top. Restarting on the feet. 2 minutes still points.
Jessie has fought hard in both of her matches that she's had here at Toro Cup. I think this is her fourth. She's fought extremely hard matches. She's not getting blown out by anybody, but she is still in pursuit of that first win, and you can tell she's hungry.
Yeah.
Like she's wrestling like she really wants this.
She's looking good. She's winning the hand fight on the feet. That's important step one. She keeps at it. She's going to make Abbey take a bad shot, just like before.
Yeah, yeah. And you think a regular desperate shot is bad? What if you pulsed on a collar tie right as they were coming in on one, you know? And we see Abbey's really trying to avoid that collar tie now. She's really backing away from it and posting, and that's the second time she's really popped Jessie in the face.
Like I said, she's losing that hand fight. She doesn't know how to get inside position. Jessie just constantly able to get to the head. She's resorting to literally just grabbing the wrist. This is where those drags are going to come in.
Yeah.
Because she's reaching for the head, and she's literally just grabbing her wrist to try to block. And you don't even need to do it direct. If they grab your wrist, you just drag them off of it, indirect.
Yeah. And Jessie's respecting her a lot right now, whereas I feel like if she just went for it,
that's a good
Abby's
point,
going to
too.
have a hard time fighting off of strong chest-to-chest connection or underhook or something. That's one of the things about people who are strong, collar tie heavy grapplers, is that they stop going for underhooks sometimes. They only start looking for their setups from collar tie, and they're not
those
looking
collar
for any
ties
other
can open up
openings.
those underhooks. If
Yeah,
somebody tries to
you
over
just gotta
tie, they get
throw.
careless. You just punch in.
Pinch headlock off a collar tie, one of my favorite setups.
Yep.
Strong connection and get you a lot of freebies. But this is, when you talk about blue belt level jiu-jitsu especially, this is one of those areas people struggle to convert into meaningful success. But
Just needs to be careful and keep that leg back a little bit. Again, she's almost pulling into that double leg. She is still winning that hand fight. Points are live. Jessie has pretty much been winning the stand-up exchange here in terms of positioning.
It's been a wrestling match. That's all it's been so far. Just collar tie affair. Nobody's really had any meaningful groundwork or any meaningful entries outside of that one takedown that went out of bounds.
The other thing I would say is, with all the patty cake she's playing, if she just reaches for the leg, she doesn't even need to try to pick up a single, but just get that reaction of threatening to reach for the leg,
Right.
and then go back to the collar.
Yeah.
And just place a little bit of that level changing can add a lot of dynamics to your offense.
Well, this is one of the reasons why I think that, like I was talking about foot sweeps earlier, if you're a collar tie heavy person, just adding in a little foot sweep or adding a little sasai into your game just changes everything. It makes people have to respect you so much more. And that's also when people start realizing, like, oh, no-gi jiu-jitsu on the feet is kind of like mixing all of the martial arts of grappling, where you're just like, sometimes you got to do foot sweep, sometimes you got to wrestle, sometimes you got to do judo, just depending on what they're giving you, and your ability to chain those attacks together. Jessie's getting some of these reactions that she wants on the pull, getting the step forward.
Still no points on the board. This is definitely a marathon war of attrition.
Yeah, you've coached your way through a few of those. When you're coaching an athlete in a situation like this, I can think of a few times where it's been this much time on the clock, and Luke, for instance, has been on the feet the whole time. What are you telling the athlete, or what kind of adjustment do you need to see, or what is the point at which you're just like, we have to pull?
Well, at this point, right, when you're, I mean, I would say Abby might want to pull.
Right.
But at this point, if Abby wants to stay on the feet, Wilcox should just stay on the feet. She's been winning these exchanges. I would just say don't make a mistake. Don't get careless, but just keep winning the inside position, because you're going to start getting those openings. Because it's only wearing down Abby more the more she's winning that inside collar. I'd probably just be saying make sure we're chaining a little bit more. Go for an underhook.
Yeah.
Go for a single. The underhooks and the single legs will only open up more opportunities.
Yeah, you can't score points without some kind of meaningful connection beyond collar tie.
Exactly.
It would seem like some people can drag, some people can foot sweep from here, but we haven't seen either of those attempted yet. So you have to start working towards your actual takedown.
See how she started a frame? When she starts pushing in like that, that's where those snap drags Snap drags can come in,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
even just elbow passes. Like right there, like I would follow up on that.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
that's.
she is stumbling away
I
from
mean, how
you.
many times have we seen Dwayne or John or Sam hit that same drag from that gym? It's just what we expect out of them.
That head is below you. They're running away. You just keep pawing at that head until you get them to the ground.
And they are coming down the pipe with less than a minute left here. It's Jesse Wilcox who's been leading the dance, but the score is 0-0, meaning that if time were to elapse, we'd be looking at a first score situation. Sean's resetting them earlier, so we don't have to worry about either lady getting that last-minute Hail Mary takedown out into the crowd.
30 seconds.
30 seconds of thunder. What can we make happen here, ladies? You see Abby trying something different. Sean is going to reset him again.
Well, that's the other thing. I feel like Jesse could have picked up the pace on the hand fighting too, and
Yeah.
really just start backing Abby down repeatedly.
Yeah, that's kind of what I would expect to see from someone who is this far ahead in one area.
Yep.
Is to just like
Keep piling
push
on.
them until they were so frustrated, like literally walk them out of bounds over and over again until they were so frustrated they had to take a bad shot. All right, so we've got sudden death coming your way, and it is first score scenario, which means, Abby could take this as a reset. She could just, mentally accept this as a new match.
I mean, it's still
because
anybody's match right
it
now.
is anybody's game.
I haven't seen much. It's also hard. I haven't really seen much for takedown attempts outside of the snap that turned into a double leg a little bit. It's
Right.
been mostly jockeying for position,
Right.
so I'm curious what this art there. See?
So I was about to say, I can't remember the last time someone went for an underhook.
Yep.
And that was at least something like an underhook or a
It's
body
been mostly wrist ties and collar ties.
Yeah,
There hasn't
yeah.
been much past the end of the hands.
Cell shock heavy crowd here in Durham, not too far from Little Fuquay. And Jess Wilcox is trying to feed that arm across her chest and move outside. Something different is happening here. She's looking for, I think, now she's got kind of an under tie. Oh, and we're back.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those interesting positions where now do you want to allow it to keep going with the chance that you may slip, something may happen, the risk of just,
As you get more tired, too.
yeah, like
you're
letting
just-
letting Abby take you deep into these matches, even if you think
Yeah.
you are making them more tired.
Yeah, I mean, you're putting yourself on the edge of the sword, right? Like, you're both living on that edge, not just you forcing them there. And
I mean,
one simple turn of events could result in, the match going away.
Here's the other thing. I mean, it doesn't need to be a big shot.
No,
You just
at
walk
this
in.
point it
just
doesn't.
walk in
That's
with
what I was
inside
saying.
position and try to pick up the
I
leg.
feel like Jess is respecting
Too much.
too much, right? Like
She's
you-
done the work.
You
Now's
don't
the
have
time
to
to-
get
to-
every single grip before you step in. You could just charge in at a certain point.
See, like underhook right here. Left hand underhook is wide open, right?
Yeah, yeah.
She could punch that in and look for a throw by, look for a reach on the leg. She can try to push that collar off with her right hand.
It's really, now we're seeing something from Abby. I was about to say, Abby's not doing anything different.
I'm
so
sure the
it's hard to-
frustration's setting in on
and it's
both
also
of them.
tiredness, yeah, right? Like it's like frustration, tired,
Because I haven't even seen a drag attempt.
right?
And you don't actually have to do a drag. But just the idea of showing it and presenting the threat will open other things up. Like just reaching for an arm drag, reaching for a leg, and then going right back to whatever you want to do, right?
Okay, starting to get there. Just that was an attempt at an inside trip.
This is the longest sudden death ever. It's not really sudden death anymore. It's just death. somebody. Shit, Jess. Jess, you gotta watch out for Jess. She looks like she's a real nice person. She's not.
Maybe we can have them settle this in the warm-up rooms. They did that once. What was that?
The U.S. grappling sub-onlys.
Yeah, they did that hour-and-a-half long sub-only.
Oh, and
here's the
Abbey-
double leg.
Abbey Reynolds on the double.
There it is.
2.
Ooh. Sean had to check to see who was red and blue.